Can Turbo S has dissipated the pit lane quietly without any fuss, very comfortably as well, by the way. As we go back to green with an hour and 6, well done to the repair crew. They knocked a good 5 or 6 minutes off what I thought it would take them to do it, and the two Corvettes are at it, and here comes Kevin Estre side by side for the two C8Rs, and Estre's following through. He might just sneak between them here as they go to NASCAR corner, trying it round the outside, still sticking it to the Corvette, and there's a touch. Someone is going to end up on the grass, and it's the WeatherTech car. Back down to third. For a moment, I think the nose of the Porsche 911, the number 79 car, was ahead as they head away behind them. Frank Pereira was leading in GTD for the number 19 Grasser Racing team. What if they're short-filled as well, or did they not come in to the pit lane?
They did not stop.
Yeah, so they've rolled the dice the other way, and up at Oak Tree, Estre's at it again in the white Porsche. Now we know how fast the Porsche GTD cars are. What are they like in GT Le Mans spec? Just looking at the restart to make sure nothing was awry. Did the two Corvettes jump? I think they were all right. Hour and 5 minutes to go. Seems to me, Jeremy, that Estre feels that his best chance is whilst he's getting the heat into the tyres here. He's really got some pace, and he's giving Nick Tandy a real going over.
Well, he certainly is, isn't he? That was really elbowed out of the first 3 or 4 corners, wasn't it, on that restart lap? We talked about it right at the beginning. The restart laps, out laps, every time that we're going to be really tricky, because it is difficult to bring these tyres up to temperature on this track. There's not a lot of grip. It's not super hot here today, and so that's exactly why we saw such elbowing for position there on that first lap. The first 2 car, by the way, in GTD at the restart did not stop. I think Mike Skeen has now, as he brought that car into the pits as he has, to make his what he hopes, I guess, will be his final stop. But the big loser of that round of pit stops, by the way, was number 23 Aston Martin, that fell from 4th position down to, where is it now, in the 9th place.
Yeah. Shea also into the pit lane, the number 12 Acura for Zach Beach, but this is not for service.
No, this Lexus has received a very hefty penalty, running the red light at pit exit, stop plus 60. Zach is in now serving that.
Yeah, that team, they were a little bit unlucky with that caution period, because the number 19 and 32 did not come onto the pit lane with everybody else in GTD. Number 12 car wasn't able to get its lap back, as was Andy Lally, who had been ahead of those two, so he was able to get back on the lead lap, get the wave around, get back on the lead lap in number 44 for Magnus Racing with Archangel, but not the number 12 car. So once again, nothing going right for that number 12 team this season.
At IMSA Radio, if you'd like to get in touch with us, we're coming down to the last hour or so of the race, 63 minutes to go across the line. And Kevin Estre has made the pass up into second, and he's not convinced that that is enough for him. Right up behind the leader now, Nick Tandy, second or so further back. So it's Garcia, Estre, Tandy. What a trio they are. Corvette, Porsche, Corvette. Well, they say it only takes 2 cars to make a race. We've got 3 in the class, and they're all in with a shout here, Jeremy, in this last hour and 2 minutes.
Yeah, very much so. This is really getting me interested now, and Antonio Garcia, he's going to have his work cut out if he's going to stay ahead and potentially win this motor race, because he's got a very fired up Kevin Estre behind him. And coming into this round, this is Antonio Garcia. He's won here 3 times in the last 5 years here, 16, 17, and of course last year with Jordan Taylor. So trying to keep that streak going and tie up the championship in the best possible way by winning a race. But he's certainly got Kevin Estre has a very different play.
Top 3 absolutely together. It could be that Tandy was just taking a bit of time to bring the Michelins up to temp and pressure, because he's right back there now, Jeremy.
Yeah, he certainly is, and Gosh, this is going to be a tremendous battle, I think, between this trio. I think they're probably going to need another pit stop as well before the end of this race, unless there is another full course caution. So that adds a little bit of intrigue as well. Number 3 team, they've already had their miscue on pit lane, so won't be looking for another one, that's for sure.
Side by side as they go past the Lexus.
The class and therefore of the race in GTLM.
Well, I'm being told that Tandy was hit by both the Corvette and the number 79 WeatherTech car. It doesn't seem to have slowed him for the moment. He's right back on it.
For Antonio Garcia, but Nick Tandy, he has set the fastest lap of the race on the previous time, 141.3.
So back to green flag for a wee while now. Things getting back up to temperature. Kevin Estre goes from a very long way back into turn 1 to try and take the lead away from Antonio Garcia in the number 3 Chevy Corvette. Doesn't get that one done. He's in the tough position, isn't he, of defending and attacking at the same time. Right into that at the moment, because we're not really sure how this is going to unwind. At the front of the field, it's much easier. We reckon all of these cars have got to stop, and here comes Estre again, trying to use the traffic to his advantage. They're up behind Frank Pereira in that green GRT Grasser Lamborghini, and it's a bit of hip and shoulder on the leader, and he's gone through. Forceful, very forceful indeed, paid traded. And Estre goes through the lead, and Garcia drops to 3rd as Nick Tandy nips through and becomes the best placed Corvette. Porsche from 2 Corvettes now. That was just coming into the snake where we saw Bill Oberlin make the pass earlier on, but that was with the help, at least no fighting from the Lamborghini. And now, well, live by the hip and shoulder, die by the hip and shoulder, because Nick Tandy says, you do that to my teammate, I'm going to do the same to you, and ushers the Porsche off the road on the exit of Oak Tree. So now we have Corvettes back to 1 and 2, but it's Tandy ahead of Garcia. So 2 very forceful bits of driving there that I know will be being looked at, Jeremy. Coming out of 5 and up into 6. Actually, do you know, I've seen that again, and that was a bit cleaner than I thought from the Porsche. There was a little bit of contact, but he got a brilliant run off the corner, no doubt, Jeremy, spot on. But then Tandy was pretty uncompromising as he dived through at Oak Tree, on the exit of Oak Tree. Pereira in the way, but not in the way, if that makes any sense. But I think it just took Estre's concentration there, Jeremy.
Yeah, yikes. It was certainly a forceful move there. There was sort of a gap there, wasn't there, for Nick Tandy, and he reckons there was, and he took it. Let's have another look at that one.
Got to be so careful, haven't you? You always say if you're the car on the outside, you've got to leave room for the car on the inside, but surely that goes the other way. If you're the car on the inside, you've got to leave room for the car on the outside.
He certainly has this race under control, I think, right now, depending on the final pit stops, if they need them. Also setting his best lap this time around, Patrick Long in the number 16 Wright Motorsports Porsche. He's in the 6th position at the moment. He turned a 145.5 as well as same almost identical to Gallardo.
It's Jeremy Shaw in the Haggerty Global Broadcast Centre. Shea Adam is our VP Racing Fuel Pit and Paddock reporter. Still to come today, Porsche Carrera Cup North America. We'll have that live for you. Race 1 of 2 this weekend. Sound and vision, whether you're in the States or further afield. No blocks, no brakes, flag to flag. Jeremy and I getting excited about flat 6 engined racing cars. Difficult for me, I have to to say it, not difficult for Jeremy either, because the racing's been cracking this year. Last 5 races of the year, and first one of 2 this weekend comes up straight after our Michelin post-race tech this evening.
Fastest lap of the race there by Kevin Estre, this time in the Porsche, a 141.014. That is 3/10 quicker than the fastest lap from last year that was set by Nick Tandy, of course, who was one of the Porsche battery drivers last year. Now switched camps to Corvette racing. Now that record was set back in 2019 by Earl Bamber, also in a Porsche. These cars work well here. A 140.6.
Shea Adam has been crunching some numbers and watching race control. Let's do the race control report first of all, Shea.
No further action, car 4 and car 79. So they did not review the car 3 and 79, but they did look closer at that Tandy Estre moment, and they decided, nah, that's all racing. As far as pit stops go, we're definitely going to need more stops from GTD. We've got the 88 Team Hardpoint Porsche in the pit lane now. Captain Mike brought it in the 7th position. The leaders, the front 6, as they are right now, have been out on the racetrack for 30 minutes and 30 seconds. 46 minutes and 10 seconds left to go means that there is no way they can stretch the fuel tank. I don't care if you're Richard Westbrook with your pink Clucky Bunny slippers. Not going to happen in this one.
Thank you, Shea. VP Racing Fuel Pit and Paddock. And 45, call it 46 minutes to go, and the battle for second place has reignited, and through into second, Kevin Estre in the Porsche. 2.6 seconds the gap to the leader. So Estre immediately pulls away from Antonio Garcia. Now the question is, Jeremy, can he catch Nick Tandy?